It's your first semester of college. You have a 10-page history paper due, and your brain decides the absolute most important thing right now is to reorganize your sock drawer. First by color, then by length, then by fabric type. By the time you actually sit down to write, it's 2 a.m. and the panic is real. For an ADHD brain, the unstructured chaos of college can be a nightmare. But what if I told you that you could navigate that chaos and find success without spending a dime? College can feel like you have 47 tabs open in your brain all at once. That's because it demands a ton of executive function, skills like organization, planning, and time management that the ADHD brain is not always wired for. But that doesn't mean you can't crush it. It just means you have to work with your brain, not against it. Keep watching to hear some hacks that, as a licensed educational psychologist with 17 years of experience, I now recommend to every student I work with. First, we have to solve the problem of time blindness. It's that lovely feeling where a deadline is either a million years away or it's tomorrow, with absolutely no in between. I know what it's like to be constantly missing deadlines because they just don't feel real until it's too late. The hack is simple. If it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. The day you get your syllabi, you perform what I call a syllabus dump. You open a free digital calendar like Google Calendar and you put in everything. Every reading assignment, every quiz, every exam, and every paper for the entire semester. Give each class its own color. Then, here's the crucial part, for every major deadline, create a second alert for 1 week before and a third one for 2 days before. Set multiple notifications for all of them. This works because it makes time visible. You're taking the abstract idea of due at the end of October and turning it into a concrete visual thing that your phone will literally yell at you about. ADHD brains don't need more motivation, they need more visibility. Next up, the dreaded blank page paralysis. It's that moment you're staring at a blank page, knowing you have a million ideas and you know the content, but you feel physically unable to start writing. For some, it's the pressure to organize your thoughts. For others with learning differences like dysgraphia, the physical act of writing or typing is the barrier. So don't. The hack is to use a free voice typing tool, something that's already built into Google Docs, Microsoft Word, or even your phone. Just open a document and start talking. Brain dump every single thought, idea, and half formed sentence related to your topic. Don't worry about grammar or making sense. Just get the words out of your head and onto the page. The goal is to make a mess. Why? Because you can't edit a blank page. Once the ideas are out there, no matter how jumbled, the task shifts from the terrifying creating something from nothing to the much more manageable organizing, which is way less intimidating. What about this feeling? You're staring at a 40-page PDF, and by the end of the first paragraph, you've read the same sentence 5 times and retained absolutely nothing. Reading fatigue is real, especially when you have ADHD or dyslexia. The hack here is to engage more of your senses. Use a free text to speech or read aloud tool. Have it read the text to you while you follow along with your eyes. This isn't cheating, it's accessibility. By engaging both your ears and your eyes, you're giving your brain two pathways to process the information, which can be a game changer for focus and comprehension. Many free browser extensions for Chrome do this, and Microsoft Edge has a great built in feature called Immersive Reader, which not only reads aloud, but also simplifies the page layout to reduce distractions. If any of these hacks are clicking for you and you want more ways to work with your brain, take a second to hit the subscribe button. It's free, and you'll be helping me get this information out to more students who really need it. And now, overwhelm. That feeling when a project is so massive that your brain just decides to shut down. Remember your sock drawer? This is where we bring in a classic hack for a reason, the Pomodoro technique. Forget the fancy apps. The hack here is just to open Google and type set a timer for 25 minutes. You commit to working on one tiny piece of your task for just 25 minutes. When that timer goes off, you have to get up and take a 5-minute break. This works by tricking your brain's resistance to starting. You're not committing to write a 10-page paper. You're just committing to find 3 sources in 25 minutes. You can do that. It lowers the barrier to entry so that you can let momentum take over. Don't wait until you feel ready. Set a 25-minute timer, start, even if it's not pretty, and let the momentum do the rest. Many of these are the exact strategies I recommend to my clients in my educational psychology practice. Anyone can use these tips. But if you're a college student in California and you're wondering if you might have ADHD or another learning difference that could qualify you for formal accommodations at your school, my practice, Blueprint Evaluations, specializes in the psychoeducational evaluations that help students get that kind of support. Not only will the resulting report include additional recommendations specifically targeted to what we discover about your learning profile, but you can hand the documentation to your college's disability services office to get specific college accommodations put into place, like extended time on tests or priority registration, that go even further beyond tech hacks and ensure a comfortable and successful college experience. At the end of the day, the rules aren't written for every brain, and yours works differently than many. These free tools aren't crutches, they're levers. They let you bypass the friction points of executive dysfunction or learning impairments so you can show the world how brilliant you really are. Now, I want to hear from you. What's your number one free study or organization hack that gets you through school? Drop it in the comments below. Your tip might just be the one that saves someone else's semester.